we set a goal that we wanted 9 more properties this year. We don't have that much cash, so I was looking at a house at foreclosure, so that means like an auction house that is coming up in around 1 month. That might be a potential candidate. So in this video, I'll just talk a little bit about what it is that I'm looking at, and then I'll just look at the property from the outside. Before I actually go to the property, I have to evaluate like what is the like potential value of the property, and how does it look like economically wise, right? So I need to look at the numbers. If the numbers doesn't make sense, then there's no need to go and look at the property. So I kind of like need drawings. So sometimes I can find the drawings of the property, so I can see like how big it is, how the layout is in government files. In this case, then this property has been condemned. So that means it's illegal to live inside, and it's illegal to be inside the property, so that it's not this property I'm inside now. So that's actually pretty cool, because that means that they've like made some reports. So I actually have the drawings here. But the thing is that if I find the property interesting, so this one is interesting after I looked at it for 5 minutes, then I would print out all the papers. I'm not going to read all the 100 papers. I'll just print it out, because like sometimes I would use it to look something up, and then it's nice to have it on paper. So I have 4 pages on each side. So this is like a thing that comes when the thing is on auction. So what I would do now is not, so I have some pictures. I don't really care about the pictures too much. I'll just look at it. I'll skim the pictures, but that's really not what I'm interested in. I know the house type already, so I've been looking at the house type, and I like recognize it, and I know what problems there's with the house type. And then I have the message here of from the local government that says like it's been condemned, and what are the problems for the condemnation of the property. It's like they say like it has unsatisfactory protection against humidity, cold, heat, unsatisfied indoor climate, and not enough protection against humidity and mold, and electrical installations with fire and touch hazard. Anyway, so I know that because of that, there's like a report here. So I can go, and then I know when he makes these reports, then he has a drawing of the layout. That is pretty important. So right now I'm looking at the report at the layout, and then I can actually tell that it has 2 rooms right now, but it's actually possible for me to move a door and make 2 rooms in the living room. So that means I can make it into 4 rooms, and then I can rent it out for workers on the tunnel project to Germany, because then they have 4 rooms. So that is actually pretty cool. So I know from experience that because of that, then I can charge around 20,000 Danish crowns, so like a little below $3,000 or 2,000. Yeah, $3,000 euro per month for renting out the property. So that is pretty cool. But I would say that like let's take it a little bit down. So I would, when I do the calculations, I'll take a lower number. So the lower number is around 1,600, 1,700, $800 euro, and then I'll do the calculation. So that is where I am now. So the calculations is just like I have some spreadsheets. So I put the numbers in the spreadsheet, like for the first year for the renovation, and I can see that I can spend around 20,000 euro on renovation, 10,000 euro on buying the property, and then it's still like a pretty good business. And the second year it would cash flow around 14,000 euros per year. So that is pretty cool. And then the next step is then I would look a little bit at the report and at the pictures, and like see why has it been like condemnated in this case, right? So I can check that out, and I can like do the things. But we need to be sure like we figure out who's going to live in the property before we buy it. So as an example is that like the house I'm inside now, it's a very good like Airbnb. It's not that good for the workers at the tunnel project. It's not very good for family. It's okay for a crazy cat lady, because the thing with this house is that I have like one room upstairs and then it goes into the other room. So actually this house only has one room with a door. And that kind of limits the potential. It has the awesome views outside and it looks very great, but it limits the amount of people who would rent this from me, because like workers, they would like each want a room. If it's a family, they would want like a room each. If it's so now you see I'm walking down the stairs, through the living room, through the kitchen, into the hallway, and around we go, and then here's the shower. So like that is what I call the toilet test. So the toilet test says that like you can't have people who need to go a lot to the bathroom at night, right? Because it's pretty far. So it limits the amount of people. Same with if you have like grown-ups or like elderly couple, like they can't get down the stairs. But if they can't get down the stairs, then they sometimes want a room where the grandchildren can sleep. So this is a problem house. It's a problem layout. And the same thing when I want to look at a house on auction, then I need to look, are we buying this house for the view? That can be something, right? Like this one, or for the light. So this house has a lot of light, right? And it's pretty cool, but it has certain purposes, and then it has like certain limitations, right? Anyways, so that property is okay. So that's why I'm going to go now and check it out. So we arrived in a city called Holeby, at the southern part of Denmark, where this house is. It's quite close to where we live, so it only takes like 10 minutes to get out here. The funny thing is, like, these are like old, like type houses, so they're all the same. Like you see, most of the houses are like the same. They just built them next to each other. So when you kind of like get to know one of these houses, then it's quite easy to know what to do about them. And then there was some guy who thought this house over here is I'm special, so his house is turning the other direction. So that's like a way to feel special. But the thing is, like, sometimes when we get to know a house type, then it's easier to know what to do with the next time. So often we have the house that's on auction here. So often when you've tried to do one house, then most people actually give up, and they're like, I'm never going to do that again. But the thing is that when you have the experience and have tried one house, then it's easier to do the next one. So you see, sometimes you can go look at other houses that are for sale that are the same. So you see, all two houses next to it are the same as this one. So that means you can go and see what they did in those houses, and you can go in and look at the historical prices too. But anyways, I think besides the chimney is a little bit broken, I think it looks okay. And I think we're going to look a little bit more at the math, and then we're going to make a bid for the property. It's still for sale when it's on auction in a little month time. I'll make a second video where I'll talk a little bit more about my thoughts about the numbers and put that up in the meantime, so I'm prepared to like decide how much I can and want to pay for the property. What do you think? Write it in the comments below. If you like the video, give it a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.